Everybody. Thank you so much for your help with the PSAT 10 on April 13th. I just want to run through a few quick things here for us relative to that day and test. So in the morning, we'll have coffee in the staff caf. Swing down and grab some at your leisure. Standard time materials, again, will be in the staff cafeteria or right next door, depending on space. If you have special service materials and are coordinating with Allison, all of you that are helping in those rooms need to swing by 2200 to sign her testing agreement form and grab any additional materials that you might need from her. Standard time folks that are swinging by the cafeteria, we sort of designated one person from your room to come down and get materials. Please have your materials and starting to be in your rooms by 8:15 at the latest. Ideally, 8 would be great just to give us plenty of time. As you know, students will start to trickle in before 8:45, but we definitely need to be ready to check them in by 8:45, and certainly students, depending on when they arrive, might start trickling in just ahead of that. There will be a staff agreement form that will have all staff sign. We will have one in each of your testing rooms. So every person that's helping on this day will need to just quickly sign their name. You can mark proctor or room supervisor, it doesn't matter. Just print and sign your name. Before testing, so students can arrive to your classroom anytime before the test directions are being read for a specific section or section 1. So when students come to your room to check in, P for present, A for absent, if you recognize the student, College Board says they don't need their ID since they're testing at their home student, or at their home school, excuse me. If you have any concerns, you can have your laptop or a computer or check them in. We will tell students to bring their ID when they check in. But technically, especially if you recognize them, that's not necessary. So a P and an A. If you have any questions, grab one of us in the hallways as we walk around. As they're walking in, reminders to remove Apple Watches and put them up front. Certainly take them off, but they cannot be wearing them. So either have them put that on the front board or in a caddy, but they should not have any kind of communication device on them physically. If they will keep their cell phones, we're not going to collect those, but those need to begin to be silenced, and they can be put underneath their seat for the day. Whoever is checking students in can already have the answer sheets out on the desk. The answer sheets do have labels, and so as a student walks in, they're marked present. Someone else in the room can be directing them to find their seat. Again, students should not pick their seat. They should be assigned, and there will be an answer label located kind of right here where there's a blank currently. There's only 8 fields for the PSAT 10. One of the most important things just to note is field 5, which it asks for their ID number. I will share a Google Sheet in case for some reason there's any confusion, but on the ID label, there is a 9-digit state ID number, which is in the upper left-hand corner. They need to bubble in that 9-digit number. They should not bubble in their Vernon Hills ID number. That will not make any sense to College Board. They need to bubble in their state ID number. If for some reason the student's name on their ID is incorrect, that would be the only reason that they should get a blank new answer form. Just sort of an important issue to discuss would be a student's gender or name. And so if students are using another name or pronoun than what is on their birth certificate or what's in PowerSchool, if they privately share that with you, what we would encourage them to do now, because it becomes such a headache on the back end, is for them to use their legal name on their birth certificate now and what is in PowerSchool, because College Board received their name and created this label relative to what the state of Illinois sent them. So certainly we can deal with name changes, especially legal name changes on the back end of this. That's not an issue. But in terms of reporting and getting clear results for the student, it's best for them to usually label in their legal name and what is on their ID. If you have any questions about that, we can work through that throughout the test or after the test. Please don't hesitate to let me know. Once students have their testing booklet, we understand for the 10 this year that there is a serial number, which is item C. So just to clarify, item A and B will be on the back of their answer testing book or on their their testing booklet. Item C, which is the serial number, will be on the front of their testing booklet, which I note here. So again, A and B are on the back. Item C, the serial number will be on the front. The testing room code Suzanne has given you for your specific room, and then there's a certification statement as well. All of these things get bubbled on the back of the orange answer form for the PSAT 10. The other thing that's important to note on the students' testing booklet, if they could write and print their name, their school code, their test room code on the back of their manual, that would be great. There should be some lines at the top to do that. The seating chart, because they have serial numbers, the students, you should, well, let's start here. First of all, when you distribute the testing booklets, do so in the serpentine kind of snaking pattern, so front to back as you go throughout the room. Again, our understanding is that the 10 will have serial numbers on the front, so you are writing the serial number down on your answer sheet. If for some reason we find out there is no serial numbers, you'll use the student's initials, but we do need to write down the student's serial numbers in the manner that you distribute. It's best to do this now so you're not disrupting them during the test. Please don't bring materials down without this submitted and completed. We have had to refer to this twice now, where College Board gets answer sheets from us where they look really, really similar, and they want to know what rooms these students were in, and they want to know where they were seated within those rooms. So please make sure that this is noted as one of you distributes. Maybe one of you is writing it down, however that works, but this is a really important part of the morning. During testing, your script begins on page 72. Please record your start and stop times in the manual. Snacks, there will be snacks at the end of the hallways. Students should only eat in the hallways. Waters, keep their water away from any testing materials. We'll likely have some stanchions in the middle of the hallway just to try to split restrooms into designated ends of the hallways. Of course, please keep students quiet in the hallway during this time. If you can be present, or someone else in your room and another adult be present to kind of herd students in. If they are not using the restroom or getting a drink, bring them back in. The breaks during the PSAT and SAT are really short. Please do not ever leave the room materials, testing materials in the room by themselves. And then, of course, you have extra staff in your room. Only one of you needs to be in the room during the test. It's best to have everybody there during the beginning and the end, during material collection and distribution. But during the test, find a quiet space to work, including if that's just in the hallway right outside your room. Irregularities. The least disruptive manner to address the irregularity is the most preferred, so don't make a big deal out of it if a cell phone goes off. Get the cell phone silenced, and then just document everything. Note that you can tell the student, hey, finish the test. Note the section that it happened at the time and the duration and any interaction that you had with the student. That's all you need to do, and then when there's an opportunity to come let me know, or Deanne or Abby know, then we will deal with that. But again, just document kind of what occurred, especially if it's a cell phone issue. If it's a cheating issue, the most important thing is that you verbalize to the student. So, hey, Andy, I saw at the end of last test that you had only gotten through number 51. I see now that you're on page 55. I want you to know that I've written that down, and we'll talk about it after the test. Or, if you see that I am physically working on another section of the test when you're walking around, come by and say, Andy, you need to move on to the correct section or return to the correct section of the test. Note the duration that you maybe saw me do that. So it may have just been 3 seconds. You told me to stop. I do stop. It doesn't happen again. We will document that. We'll create an irregularity form, and then College Board will determine what to do with that student's score. If there's a fire alarm, just get the children out of the building and yourself. If I've already collected your attendance sheet, so when you're doing attendance, somebody bring that to Deanne or Abby and I so we can start to create our attendance roster for makeups as soon as possible. If there is a fire alarm, we will bring those back out and get them to you. But again, just evacuate if you can. Second most important thing is just document the time. So how far in you're on that test and what test you're on. And then we will do kind of a whole school irregularity and restart the test when we return. Again, don't do any irregularities without kind of working with me. Don't ever call College Board without working with me, unless you're complaining about me, and then do complain about me all that you will. And then again, we mentioned record your start and stop times in your testing manual. Before you come down and check in, please be patient when you check in. We have over 30 testing rooms that return materials to 1516. That's for standard time. You're going to return your accommodated materials to room 2200. Just be patient with us. Please sort your used and unused materials. Again, you'll have your completed seating chart, you'll have your signed staff agreement. I'll already have your attendance sheet, and then you're going to complete the back of the testing materials room report, which is I received this number of documents. I'm returning this number. We used these serial numbers. We didn't use these serial numbers. So it allows us to kind of keep our used and unused materials separated and also documented for College Board, who will collect all of them, used and unused, at the end of this. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let Allison and Suzanne and I know. Thank you so much for your help on this day, and again, a big thank you to Allison and Suzanne, who have made this day as organized as possible to benefit kids and certainly to keep you all sane. So thank you all so much, and have a good one.